These are the names of God Christmas ornaments that I'm going to be making and showing you how to make. The way we do it, we put it in a, after it's stitched out, we put it in a 6-inch, or is this a 4-inch? I think this is a 4-inch hoop. Let me measure that. Yeah, a 4-inch wooden embroidery hoop. You can buy them individually at Michael's, maybe Joann's. But this pack right here came from Amazon. It's a pack of 10, I believe, and pretty reasonably priced. You want to paint, you don't have to, but I like to paint one edge of it. You don't have to paint the inner hoop, you just paint the outer edge and one side, because that's all you're going to see. And what we do, we hoop directly. If you use a home deck canvas fabric, then you can hoop that just directly into the embroidery hoop. You don't need stabilizer. But if you prefer, you lose a little bit of fabric doing that. If you prefer, you can hoop cutaway stabilizer, or tearaway even. Tearaway I actually like better. And then there will be a placement line that will go down for you to know where to put your fabric. But you need to leave enough fabric all around in order to have, well, you don't need this much, because this was hooped directly into the embroidery hoop. But you need about 1 inch all the way around, so you would need to allow that when you place that fabric on the placement line. But now I have hooped this directly into the embroidery hoop, and I'm going to float some scrap tearaway stabilizer on the back when I put it into the machine to give it some extra stability, because it really needs it, I believe, just to keep from doing any puckering. So I'm going to take this now to the machine, and I'm going to start stitching the design. And as you can see from one of the other ones here, is that we have, they all say he shall be called, and then it's just a different name. Isaiah 9:6, it's one of the Christmas that you hear a lot during Christmas. He shall be called Everlasting Father, Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, and Prince of Peace. And those are the 4 that we're going to do. So just follow your color analysis stock. There will be 4 different PDF files for each one of these, but they all follow the same stitch sequence. At the beginning of your sequences, you're going to have a placement line. Now, if you hoop your canvas fabric, if you want to hoop it, you'll need a little bit larger piece than the 6.5-inch square. And you won't need the placement line. You can just skip through those. But I'm putting a placement line down because I'm going to put the Mylar. And so I have the placement line. And also what I did is I added the cutaway, or this is cutaway. You could put tearaway also on the back to give it some extra stability. And so then I'm going to place my 6.5-inch square canvas. This is home deck canvas fabric. And it does not have to be this color. I'm just using this color because I like the contrast with the text. But you can use other colors. And I'm going to lay the Mylar right here in the center, so that Mylar gets attached when I do the tack down line that's going to hold the canvas fabric as well as the Mylar. Now this is what it looks like with the Mylar on it. Very shimmery. And this Mylar, you can just tear that off, but you don't have to do that right now. We're going to continue with the embroidery. Now, the majority of the embroidery has gone down, and you do want to, before you do the motif, which is also an optional stitch, you don't have to do that, but I'm going to put that motif on, but you do want all the Mylar torn away or cut away from the rest of the embroidery, because that motif stitch is going to go down. I'm going to have to cut that, I think. That part won't tear off. The motif is going to go right on the outside, and you don't want to stitch that over top of the Mylar. So I'm going to trim that away and then put the motif design down. Now we've finished all the embroidery on the Mylar version. It's still hooped. I wanted to show you the difference between using the Mylar and not using the Mylar. in case you're vacillating between the two. But they don't take very long to stitch out. Even if you try one and you don't like it, you can do another one pretty quick. Okay, so this is still hooped. We're going to unhoop it. And since I used cutaway stabilizer instead of tearaway, I'm going to have to trim the stabilizer off of here. And so I'm going to do that real fast here. Not that hard anyway. Alright, so now what you have to do is center this so that your motif design is on there correctly. And one of the easy ways you can do that, let me move this down so I don't think I'm getting all the embroidery on the camera. So if you push this down into that inner, now this is the inner hoop, push that down, you can get it kind of wedged in there, but then you're going to have to take it out because you don't want that pushed down in that crease like that. So just kind of get that crease in there, but now you know where it is, and you can add your top embroidery hoop. And this is the one I've painted the edge and the outer part of this outer hoop. And just open up your screw. You might have to completely take the screw off, but I did not have to do that. So there it is. It's pretty good centered there. And then you want to close your screw, and you'll probably have a little bubble or fold up here at the top. When you hoop this, you want to make sure it's centered with the screw at the top, obviously. We're going to put a ribbon up there eventually, but we want to get this in here first. And then all you have to do is take those scissors. Now I find that I don't have to glue it. Some people like to glue it back here, you know, with a glue stick gun, glue gun. That's what I'm trying to remember. I don't find that necessary, because what we're going to do, we're going to have an SVG file that's included in the design and in the zip folder for you to cut out with on your cutter, so it'll be perfectly round. And if you don't have a cutter, there is a pattern also that you can use to cut out. And I just cut out some heavy cardstock, or some of the glitter cardstock even, and mount that right on the back. And that's where you would want to use the glue gun, on the back, to mount that. Now when you're ready to put your back on, you want to take your scissors and make sure that you are trimmed all the way across the edge of this hoop. You don't want any fabric sticking out. Well, you can have a little bit, but not a lot, because it'll make it harder to get on. So I have cut out my glitter cardstock with my SVG file. We're going to take the glue gun, glue stick, and just do, you know, the glue around the edge, just a small. I don't need anything big. Just going to do part of it for right now to show you, and then just adhere that onto the wooden part, and it glues really fast. It's already hooked on. After you get that glued down, put just a ribbon. This is just a little piece of homespun twine on the top, and I've just taken I've cut a few pieces of leaves off of a floral pick and attached that with the glue gun. Just to add a little extra right there to cover up that screw. So, hope you enjoy. Merry Christmas.